Hey everyone. So I started out by marking the bottom of my Glencairns with a specific letter, simply A, B, C, and D. Once I did that, I started pouring all 4 of these bottle and bonds in their respective Glencairns. After that, I wrote down the names of the bourbons to their corresponding letter, and now it's time to mix them up and see who comes out on top. Cheers, everyone. How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Mass Syndrome Whiskey Room. I am Jason C. Welcome back, everyone. Have a very exciting episode today. This is going to be my first blind tasting on camera, which I'm really excited about. I have my favorite 4 bottle and bond bourbons, as you saw from the introduction. Evan Williams bottle and bond, the old Henry McKenna bottle and bond, Colonel Taylor small batch, and Early Times bottled and bond. So, as you saw in the intro, I showed you kind of the details of each bottle, and you kind of saw a walkthrough through the setup of what I did before I started. So everything is all set, and as you saw, now it's time to mix them all up. So I have no idea what's in what glass, and we're just kind of mixing them up blind here, and then after I taste them and kind of reveal my favorite, we'll do the reveal here. So, I have my little pen and paper here to take some notes, maybe to help me out a little bit. So, let's start with this one and see what we got. So this one is very simply vanilla oak. Definitely have some caramel on the nose. The color for this one it's pretty light. It's pretty good, pretty light. Definitely that honey color. I'm getting some more oak on the nose now. All right, let's go in for a taste. Oh, that's good. Super delicious. Honey, vanilla. It's kind of coming down a little bit. It's definitely, the finish is pretty medium. I'm gonna write this one down here. Let's see. So I'm gonna give you my guesses at the end of this to see what I think it is and see how awful or how right I might be. Now the corn's really coming through, the sweetness. It tastes really good. If I had to guess, I would guess that might be Colonel Taylor. So my first one, I'm guessing Colonel Taylor. We'll see if I'm right about that. I brought some crackers to kind of help myself in between here, so I cleanse my palate. All right, this is fun. I love crackers. All right, let's go for the nose on the next one. So the nose on this one's much more faint, not nearly as strong as the first one. You get my nose in there, get my big Italian nose in there. Definitely on the fruitier side. It's got some oak, some caramel. Definitely tastes a little bit of char, a little bit fruitier, I think. Getting a hint of cherry there. All right, let's go in for a taste on this one. Well, very different. Woo! So this one is butterscotch and toffee. Let's take a look at the color on that one. Very similar to the first one. Still got some good legs on it. Definitely a sweeter butterscotchy candy corn to it. Really good. Wow. That is, I mean, the oak, the vanilla. The finish on this one, I think, goes a little bit longer than the first one. You know, I'm gonna have to scratch my guesses here and start over. I think this might be Colonel Taylor. I'm not sure. You know, I'm gonna save my guesses to the end. That's really good. It's definitely got more of a sweeter finish on the end, and it's got that really great caramel vanilla flavor that kind of keep going. So I'm really enjoying the finish on this one, more than this one. All right, on to the third one. All right. So let's check the color on this one first. This one seems a little bit darker than the other two. Definitely has more of an orange tone to it, a little bit more copper to it, amber. Let's go in for the nose. Ooh. So this one is way more oak forward, super oaky. You are getting that bourbon sweetness, not as much corn, but you're definitely getting caramel. Definitely getting the vanilla notes. You could smell the proof coming through, but it's very oak forward. All right, cheers, here we go. That's really good. Super delicious. So this one to me is very balanced. It's got the sweetness, it's got the wood, it's got the finish on it. You do get that vanilla on it. You're getting a bit of a cherry note in there, but mainly the oak. It's very oaky. You get the sweetness on the very, very end. But it's really good. It's this also, you get a little bit of butterscotch. Yeah, now it's ending with this really nice honey note. This one is really delicious. All right. Let's have another cracker before we move on to our last contender here. All right. All right, here we go. Let's go in for the nose. Whoa, way different of a nose. This is a little bit more chocolatey to me. Chocolate covered cherry, little cocoa. Definitely got a little bit of that wood in there. Definitely doesn't smell as the sweeter corn one to me on this one, so. Oh wow, that one's way different. I'm totally confused. So this one to me is more, it's definitely chocolate covered cherry. I can see why I like this one. I don't think we looked at the color on this one. So this one, I don't know, this one falls somewhere in between the first two and three. It's not as dark as the third one, but a little bit darker than 1 and 2, I think. Good color. Definitely good flavor. So this one is a little bit more honey forward. You definitely get the oak, that chocolate, that cherry. The finish is slightly bitter, but not terrible. This finish is really short. It's not really going on for this one too much. Yeah, it's a short finish on this one. It's not really going anywhere, but you definitely do get a different flavor punch than the other three, which is somewhat making it stand out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through all four again real quick and come out with my final thoughts and guesses, and then see how right we were. I also got to pick out my favorite. All right, back to number one. Definitely nutty bourbon. Nutty, sweet. It's got that good vanilla to it. Not a super long finish. Good flavor. Take one more sip. That's good. All right, next one. All right, this one has much more flavor on the nose. A lot more caramel, vanilla, toffee. Definitely way more butterscotchy on this one. Really sweet. You really taste the corn in this one. Really, really good stuff. Okay, going for number three. Yeah, this one is that oak forward one, and then it kind of finishes with all those great flavors that you really like in bourbon. The corn, the caramel, the toffee. It's got a little butterscotch to it. Just a hint of cherry to me. Really good. And now the last one. All right, this one to me has a different flavor profile than the other three. It's definitely more cherry and chocolate forward. It's got a decent finish, a tad bitterness on the end, but not bad. I still enjoy it. Obviously, it's in one of my top four here. All right, so now it's time to guess what I think it is, and then we'll do the reveal and see if I was right. So first up, bourbon number one. Ooh, my guess is Evan Williams. Bourbon number two, my guess would be the Colonel Taylor. Bourbon number three, my guess is Henry McKenna. And number four, my guess is the Early Times. All right, guys, it is results time. So I'm very excited. Let's see how I did. Let's see what came out on top. I'm very excited. So my fourth place bourbon happens to be number four right here. So that one is letter B. And on my trusty key here, letter B is Colonel Taylor. What? Are you serious? Oh my God, I am blown away. I love Colonel Taylor. But yeah, it came in fourth for me. Wow, I had a bitterness from this on, maybe it's this particular bottle. Wow, really interesting. All right, that is fourth place. All right, let's go to third place. So third place for me was number one right here. And number one is letter A, which is Early Times. So Early Times bourbon came in third for me, which was really weird. I thought this was Early Times because of the cherryness. The cherryness, is that a word? Probably not. But the cherry flavor profile that I was getting off of that one. Wow, really interesting. All right, so second place was number two, which was this guy right here. And that is letter D. And letter D is Evan Williams. Good old trusty Evan Williams, 15 bucks, came in second. which makes me happy because you can get that pretty easily and it's pretty cheap. Which makes number 1, Henry McKenna. Good job, Henry McKenna. Good job, Heaven Hill. And I think it's the one guess I got right. I guessed this to be Henry McKenna, and it was. And ended up being my favorite. It was the most balanced. It was, it had the oak, it had the sweetness, it had the finish on it. Very, very impressed. So cool. The winner of this mashup, Henry McKenna. Very surprised. Wow, man, this was fun. I'm glad I got to do this for you guys. This was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to doing more of these. Let me know in the comments if you what other kind of maybe mashups you want me to do, different kinds of bourbons. What you want me to do, barrel proof bourbons, do just all budget bourbons, do some I don't know, whatever you can think of, let me know. I'm willing to do any kind of taste testing. This was a lot of fun. Find me on Instagram as well, the Mash and Drum. It's down there on the bottom. I appreciate all the interactivity that I've had with everybody. Everyone's been super awesome. Also, I want to give a plug to my buddy Perry Ritter in Kentucky. If you guys haven't heard his podcast yet, it's called My Bourbon Podcast. He has amazing guests. He does reviews of bourbon right on the air. You can find it on iTunes, I believe, and also Facebook. So go check out My Bourbon Podcast. Perry, he's a great guy, and it's just a great listen. So with that, with my Henry McKenna, my number 1 in hand, as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. So cheers, everyone. See you next time.